What's up, everybody? Welcome back in to the Hoop Central YouTube channel. We got another all-new video coming here for you. Thank you for watching yet again. Thank you for stopping by the channel. As always, as we say in every single video, we've got a ton of content coming up here in 2022. It has been a huge year for us already. Give this video a like, leave a comment as well if you like. Subscribe to the Hoop Central YouTube channel. We're growing so much at this point, and you guys are the reason why. Here in this video, we are again talking some UConn women's basketball for you. Huskies have not played since December the 19th. That was the loss to number 3 Louisville. Huskies are currently ranked 11th in the country right now. They've had a ton of games postponed over the last couple of weeks. They will finally take the floor tomorrow, or at least they're scheduled to take the floor coming up Sunday, 1 p.m. against Creighton at home on SNY. And they're going to get some help back. They're getting some players back from injury. One would be Nika Muhl. She's set to return from a foot injury that sidelined her for about the last month or so. She last played on December 5th in the win against Notre Dame, obviously the game where Paige Bueckers also got injured. She'll be on a minutes restriction, though, about 15 minutes she'll play here in this game. So UConn slowly but surely building this roster back up and finally going to play a game after a long time off the floor.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they're fresh or not, you know. Are they on the road here or at home?
That'll be home
game, so they'll have the home fans there, and I think they'll be ready to go. I mean, and it should be a win. I mean, Creighton is a good team usually, but usually, you know, they're not, of course. You know, I don't know if they're good enough to be. They're not. I mean, right? I don't think they're not. On a normal scenario, they're not good enough to be UConn. I mean, not many teams are anyway. Most scenarios, so I would say UConn will win. You'd think by 10 at least. I mean, yeah, in that range. We'll see. I don't know yet. Big East, even well, the American was not much of a challenge for them, but the Big East, you know, it's also kind of been pretty easy for them, at least last year. So I think they'll win, and you know, even without some of their players, they'll win.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be an easy win for UConn, even if they weren't getting these players back. But getting that help back that they desperately need, that's going to be very important for them. And getting out to a fast start, that's going to be one thing. And again, the Big East, pretty easy for them. It's not the AAC, but there's a lot of teams that they can go in and take control against. So when I look at this game here, I expect UConn to get a big win.
And again, Nika Muhl returning from a foot injury, going to provide that grit, going to provide some good defense for this UConn team. Obviously, on both sides of the basketball, this team has been struggling. In their 3 losses this season, we've seen the same issues crop up. A lack of finesse on the inside with the rebounding, obviously. You look at the post core, has to get more consistent. In the backcourt, you know, we've seen issues with flow and ball movement, and you've seen that. Comments from Geno Auriemma, comments from players like Geno Westbrook, everybody across the board on this UConn team, they know what the issues are, and they're going to try to fix those. Nika Muhl, not a scoring threat as much for this UConn team. AZ Fudd, not quite back at this point, still recovering from a foot injury as well. She hasn't played since November the 22nd. In other injury news with UConn, junior forward Aubrey Griffin likely out for the season with a disc injury in her back. This injury had not been progressing over the course of the season, has not appeared in a game this season, and according to Geno Auriemma, probably will not at all this season. Paige Bueckers is a couple of weeks in her rehab process. Still going to be probably about another month, though, until we see her back as well. So UConn, again, slowly but surely getting back. Unlikely that Amari DeBerry takes the floor tomorrow. Again, UConn has had COVID issues throughout their entire program, and that's why a lot of their games recently were postponed. Scheduled, again, to take on Creighton 1 p.m. Sunday on SNY. This will be, again, their first game since December the 19th. And like Andrew said, Creighton probably not a huge threat to UConn here in this game. A get-right game, a get-back game, I think, for UConn to slide back up the rankings.
They should be moving up a little bit, you know. It'd be hard to get back in the top 5, but, you know, well, you never know. I mean, we'll see. It depends on what happens to other teams, but, you know, I mean, they're kind of in a little hole early, but, you know, there's a lot of good competition, so this will be a year to show, you know, see what they're made of. I think they have, you know, they'll be in the mix for even a Final Four. I think once they get the players back, I don't care where they're seated, they'll be in the mix. I mean, I don't care where they're ranked either. I mean, it's rare that they're this low, but you know, they're gonna get back eventually, and they should start winning a lot of games in this conference. I mean, even with the injuries or COVID or what, well, it's more so injuries, I guess, but
a little bit of both.
A little bit of both, but I mean, they should barring anything crazy, they should win most of their games, if not all of them, in this conference, and should be clearly a top. They'll be top 10 easy. I mean, a 2 seed or 1. I don't know about a 1. I don't know about that, but maybe that's a little. Right now, I don't know about that, but maybe when it's all said and done, it depends on where they finish. But they'll be a 2 seed in that range. I mean, if something crazy happens, they could get to a 1, but that would be they would have to win some big games and have the other teams lose. So, they'll still be in the mix for a title. But there's a lot of competition, so we'll see.
UConn can't afford many more losses if they want to obviously be on that number 1 seed line. That I think they would have to probably run the table at this point.
Have to win out, right? Probably.
Yeah, and if you take, there's still an Oregon game on the schedule at Oregon. They still have a second matchup with top-ranked South Carolina. There's Tennessee still left on the schedule. So I do think that UConn's probably, if they win all of their Big East games, which, they're going to be favored in all of them, and if they take, let's say they take the other loss to South Carolina, they beat Tennessee and Oregon, and they finish with like 4 losses, I think you could still see them on the 2 line.
It would be 2. It wouldn't be a 1.
I think the committee would have to respect the fact that they have 4 losses, but they didn't have Paige Beckers for a huge stretch, a huge chunk of the season. They were missing Fudd. They still are right now, and all these issues. So, we'll see. Obviously, this game is, like we said, huge to get back and get right for UConn, trying to get to 7-3 on the season. They're 1-0 in Big East play with a win against Seton Hall quite a while back.
If they can actually upset South Carolina, of course, that would be a tall task, but it depends on who they have available. If they can get that win, I think that would really help their 1 seed case, I guess, if they can actually somehow win out, which would be pretty great. I mean, is it possible? It could be. You never know if they get hot, but it's hard. But they've done it before. They've gone undefeated multiple times in seasons. But of course, this is not. I mean, with the injuries and whatever, this is not their full strength, so it would be hard to win out. But I mean, if they can beat South Carolina, at least that would help their case a lot.
Yeah, and they're going to get their quality wins in these non-conference games, not in the Big East as much. So it's going to be interesting to see how they play against Tennessee and Oregon and South Carolina to try to get those resume-building wins.
Is it? It's at South Carolina or at?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So that'll be the main thing. Once we see them again against South Carolina, that'll show where they're at. Especially if they have anyone back from injury. I don't know when Paige is coming back, but we'll see.
Yeah, if she stays on the current timeline she's on right now, as far as recovery is concerned, she will not most likely be available for that South Carolina game, and it'll probably be iffy even with the Tennessee game if she'll be available. That's right around the 8-week marker when that game hits, so it's going to
be the same team they have right now. But if they can win though with that team on the road, that would be really impressive. But we'll see.
It's going to come down to, again, how Azzi Fudd plays when she comes back, how much of an impact Nika Muhl will have on this team if they can get right in the post and in the backcourt. This is obviously one of the most talented teams in the country, but we see how important Paige Beckers is to their flow and how they win basketball games, and great opportunity for different people to step up. And again, that starts tomorrow with UConn taking on Creighton. Sunday, 1 p.m. start, broadcast on SNY. Looking forward to seeing what they can provide on the floor. Obviously, we're going to have a lot more content coming up. We'll recap this game coming up very soon. We have another show, the Hoop Central Podcast, coming up this upcoming week. We'll talk about where things sit as well. Again, we thank you for watching this video here today on the channel. As I said at the top, like, comment, subscribe. All those things help this channel grow in so many ways. And we'll see you in the next video. For the guys, this is Hamilton Neal. Thank you for watching.